Hello and welcome to Enjoy English School. I'm Stevie.
I'm Betty.
Today, we're looking at part 2 of our English on Campus lesson, talking about winter vacation.
Wow, 大家最喜欢的。
对。So yesterday, Sam and Rebecca were talking, and Sam was telling Rebecca that he was going on a 10-day vacation in Japan during their winter vacation, and that he would bring back a small souvenir for Rebecca. And now, I guess they've talked about vacation, and they're just talking about other things now.
换讲 Rebecca， 昨天主要是在聊 Sam， 今天换讲 Rebecca 要干嘛？
Yeah.
对。
So, let's take a look.
Winter vacation. Dialogue B. Rebecca and Sam continue their conversation.
Speaking of plans, what are you going to do during the holidays?
I'm going to do some volunteer work at the local library and animal shelter.
Wow, it sounds like you'll be busy.
Yes, especially with all of our homework assignments as well.
Why are you volunteering at 2 places?
Well, my parents and I don't really see eye to eye.
What do you mean?
We all agreed that I should do some volunteer work. It should help with my university applications in a few years.
Yes, universities love to see that you've done that.
Anyway, I wanted to volunteer at the animal shelter, but my mom and dad thought doing it at the library was a better idea.
Oh, I see. That's why you decided to do both.
Exactly. I didn't want to argue with my parents, so doing both seemed like the easiest solution.
Why didn't you just do it at the library? That would give you more free time over the holidays.
Yes, but it's my dream to be a veterinarian.
Really? That's great. I hope everything goes well.
Thanks. I'm sure it will.
Okay, so today, Rebecca and Sam continue their conversation. So they're still talking. And now, because this is a 2-day lesson, our dialogue kind of starts in the middle of the page.
对。
So remember, yesterday, basically Sam said, yeah, I'll go to Japan for 10 days. I'll bring you a souvenir. And Rebecca says, how are you going to finish your homework? And, you know, while you're gone, he said, I'll try. And she said, well, good luck. Have a nice trip. And now they're continuing their conversation. Because now Sam says, oh, speaking of plans.
讲到计划了。
Yeah, because yesterday Rebecca said, oh, do you have any plans?
对。
Sam said, oh, I'm going to Japan.
对。
So now Sam says, speaking of plans, since we're talking about plans, what are you going to do during the holidays?
对，就换人了哈，换这个 Sam 来问 Rebecca， 就说 Speaking of plan， 说到这个计划 ，Speaking of 就你如果前面有聊到什么，然后你想要继续聊的话，就用 Speaking of。哎，谈到计划啊，不然那你要做什么嘞
Rebecca says, I'm going to do some volunteer work at the local library and animal shelter. So she's going to do some volunteer work.
对
Volunteer work is any kind of work that when you volunteer your time, okay, you're donating your time. You don't get paid for volunteer work.
对
That's why we call it volunteer.
对，自愿的工作。
Yeah. So I'm going to do some volunteer work at the local library, so the library that's here in this area, and animal shelter.
所以这个 Rebecca 就说，哎，那我呢要做一些就是志工性质的活动啊，要在2个地点，第一个是当地的图书馆啊，再来就是动物的庇护所。对，那这个 local 的意思就是当地，它可以当名词或形容词，当名词就是当地人的 locals 当地人。对。
Yeah, so she wants to do some good things to help in her community. Sam says, wow, it sounds like you'll be busy. The library and the animal shelter?
2个，这听起来，哎，你会很忙哎。
Rebecca says, yes, especially with all of our homework assignments as well.
对，
So when we say especially, this means we're trying to kind of emphasize or sometimes exaggerate that part.
嗯，
Oh, yeah, it's going to be so busy. Especially because of all our homework. Ugh.
尤其是这就是台湾学生会面临到的困境，就是很忙啦，暑假还很忙，就是也找不到同学可以就是互相讨论一下作业，就很烦。他就说，对呀，尤其是强调，老师刚才有用到 exaggerate， 这个是有点夸饰的感觉 exaggerate，尤其是啊，当我们还有这么多功课的时候，那老师请问一下 especially 跟 specially 的话，要使用的话，有没有什么要注意的地方？
Okay. When you say, I made something just for you.
为你做的。
Yeah, I made this specially for you. 特别为你做的。
对。
Okay. But if I say especially, if I use especially, then that means I'm trying to emphasize something.
要强调。
Yeah.
对，那 especially 比较像是，你有很多东西，你要特别突出某一项，比如说 I like accessories， 我喜欢那种饰品 ，especially earrings， 尤其是耳环，它就要特别强调某一个东西，夸饰。那 specially 呢，就是特意的特定帮你定做，比如说我喜欢耳环，对不对
Yeah.
This pair of earrings is specially designed for my wedding 之类的比如说这对耳环呢是特别 specially designed, specially made.
Yeah, 特别为什么？
对，为什么特意打造？就不是从一堆里面强调这一项特别突出。
Yeah, but we wouldn't say, these were made especially for my wedding. People will say that, but they use it wrong. Yeah.
对。
Okay, so moving on. She says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be so busy, and then the homework too. Oh my gosh!" And Sam says, "Yeah, why are you volunteering at 2 places? So you're gonna be so busy. Why are you volunteering at 2 different places?"
对啊，你就说自己很忙，功课有很多，那你干嘛在2个地方当志工？这个 volunteering 我们这边是把它当成动词 volunteering。那同学刚才看到的 volunteer work， 它是形容词，你可以把它当成名词，志工 volunteer。
Oh, good point. Volunteer is a noun and a verb.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, why are you volunteering at 2 different places? Rebecca says, "Well, my parents and I don't really see eye to eye."
对，这种最烦了。
Okay. Now, this is easy to explain if you're looking at the visual. Eye to eye. Okay. We don't really see eye to eye. Like, think about it. We can't really see each other's eye. It just means we don't agree.
没有办法，2个眼睛对不到，就是不同意这样。
Yeah, we don't agree.
对。
So, and that's a nice way it's a nice polite way of saying we don't agree.
比较不直接，委婉一点点。
Yeah. She and I don't really see eye to eye on that thing.
对，就是那件事情，我们2个看法不一样，比较委婉一点的说法，
Yeah.
因为它避免掉用了 disagree 这种那个 dis 就是否定的，就没有那么强烈这样。
Yeah, disagree sounds more strong. It sounds stronger.
对对对。
Yeah, we don't really see eye to eye on this thing. So my parents and I, it means we don't agree on something.
对，我爸妈跟我呢，就是有一点意见的分歧。那个眼睛记得它只能我知道有2颗眼睛，但是这里用单数它是固定用法，不能说 see eyes to eyes， 不行。
No, one eye
对。
to eye.
对，一只。
Sam says, "What do you mean?"
什么意思啊？
Yeah. Rebecca says, "We all agreed that I should do some volunteer work." So we all, my parents and myself, we all agreed that I should do some volunteer work. I should volunteer somewhere.
对，我爸妈跟我呢，我们其实都同意说我应该是要做一些志工的活动。
It should help with my university applications in a few years. So we know they're in probably high school.
Yeah.
we know if I do volunteer work, it should help with my university applications in a few years, 2 or 3 years later.
对，台湾喜欢就先做起来啦，就是你要先做起来，等下不会那么紧张。对
Yeah. So, but yeah, doing volunteer work shows that you're a good person in the community. You're doing good things. So it is good for your university applications. That's true. So my parents said, yeah, it should help me with my applications.
对，他就说啊，做这个志工的活动，应该是可以帮助我呢，在未来几年啊，如果我要申请大学的时候啊，会比较顺利。这个 university 的话，同学要注意哦。university 老师是 a university 还是 an university？a university, an university.
Well, it depends on how you're using it.
哦，
If you said, oh, I was in university, 我那时候是上了大学。
哦，
But I am going to, I want to go to a university that will, help me learn blah, 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 blah. So it depends on how you would use that.
对，如果是讲 in university 是在学中哦，你就在就读于大学这样子。
Yeah.
对，然后同学要注意哦 ，university 它的那个开头啊，看起来是 u 是母音，可是它不能用 an 哦，因为那个 u 它其实是 u， 所以是 a university。A U bike.
Oh,
是这个。
Now, see, I thought you were saying
asking about something else.
and
Yeah.
in.
But
and an, like.
right, and an.
Yeah, it's
这
one of
很复
those.
杂。
你知道英文有很多例外。
文
法有很多。There's a lot of exceptions in English grammar. So, yes, usually because it's a vowel,
right.
you would think we would say an university.
对
But because the sound is not oo or you, the sound is ya.
Yeah, y,
University.
对
So we say
university， 然后 an hour， 所以同学这个考试很常考，对，小心。
OK， 我现在终于懂了。
对，
我刚以为你说 a university 跟 in university， 然后我在想，哦，
好像搭不起来，对不对？不知道在问什么。
终于懂了 ，yes。
对
，yeah。So 幸好他的文法比我好。
老师刚才讲的应该是 in a university 跟 in university 有没有加那个冠词的不同？那你加了的意思 in a university 指的是你在空间里面。My mom is in a university right now， 就是我妈现在在大学，她不是真的在读大学，她可能去我的大学帮我办一点行政东西。
我刚以为你就在问这个。
对，然后如果说 I am in university， 这个不对，因为我现在不是大学生，所以 in university 是指就学中。
对，
他以为我在问这个，因为我刚才讲话有点含卤蛋。对。
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more of our dialogue right after this. All right, looking at the next part of our dialogue. So we just had Sally, Rebecca and Sam, right? We just had Rebecca saying, oh, my parents don't see eye to eye on something. So then she says, but we agree that I should do volunteer work. It's good for my university application. Now, Sam says, yes, universities love to see that you've done that. Universities love to see that you have done volunteer work, that you tried to be a good person, you tried to help society. So universities love to see that.
对，就是大学都喜欢看到你啊，比如说你自我介绍上面啊，有一些志工的经验，感觉好像是你比较正向啊，乐于助人啊，所以这个确实对 Rebecca 的以后要考大学有帮助。
Yeah. So Rebecca says, anyway, I wanted to volunteer at the animal shelter. I love animals. But my mom and dad thought doing it at the library was a better idea. Boring. Okay.
Anyway，
我可能加了一些自己的。
对，他比较情绪，就加一些自己的。Anyway， 就是反正我们哪个时候用到 anyway， 老师
？Anyway just means it could be to change the subject, or it could be to get back on track. So
离题再拉回
yeah,
来
she said, well, we all agreed I should do volunteer work. And, I mean, that is good for my university application. And Sam says, yeah, universities like that. Yeah. Anyway, this is the problem.
对，就是要把问题呢，或者是议题拉回来到你想讲。Anyway，反正就是说我想要
Perfect.
对，
反正
，Yeah. 反正就是说呢，我想要呢在那个 animal shelter 动物庇护所工作。可是呢，我爸妈就觉得说，好像在当地的图书馆比较好。爸妈就比较单纯吧，我觉得如果是爸妈的话，比较轻松。
Yeah, and they also probably think it's more academic.
有可能。
就是可能跟读书比较有
比较相关。
Yeah, she can do her homework at the library. So 以我才刚说 Rebecca 可能在那边想boring.
一定啊，比较单纯啊，在动物那个庇护所还可以玩动物。
And animals are cute, and they need help. Animal shelters need lots of volunteers, always. Sam says, oh, I see. This doesn't mean, 我看到了。This means, I understand. I see what you're talking about. I see it in my head. I understand.
我了解了。
That's why you decided to do both. So that's why you're volunteering at 2 places. Now I understand.
对，那我现在就知道说，为什么你想要做2个了？可能你也不想让爸妈就是起争执之类的吧。
Yeah.
只能委屈自己。
Yeah. Mom and Dad want me at the library. I want to be at the animal shelter. So fine, I'll do 2. Then my parents can't complain.
对。Rebecca 其实也蛮聪明的。
Yeah, she's smart.
对啊。
So Sam says, oh, that's why you're doing both. You're doing 2. And Rebecca says, exactly. Yep, that's right.
没错，就是这样。
I didn't want to argue with my parents. So doing both seemed like the easiest solution.
对。
Yeah, I didn't want to argue with. Sometimes we'll say I didn't want to fight with my parents. 但是 fight 如果不讲清楚就是打架，
肢体也可以。
But usually when we say, oh, I was fighting with my parents last night, that just means argue.
口头上那个 fight 可以指口头上的争吵了。
Yeah.
不一定是要拳打脚踢这样。
Yeah.
对，他就说，当然啦，我就不想跟我爸妈在那边吵了，所以说，做2个好像是比较简单、最简单的方式了。
Yeah. It was the easiest solution or the best answer, we could say. Yeah, answer, solution.
解决方案。
Right. Sam says, why didn't you just do it at the library? Like, didn't she just tell Sam? She told Sam, I wanted to go to the animal shelter. Sam says, okay, you didn't want to argue with your parents. Why didn't you just do it? Do the volunteer work. That's what it is.
知道前面的。
Why didn't you just volunteer at the library?
那你干嘛不在那个图书馆就好了？
Yeah, that would give you more free time over the holidays. If you just did one volunteer job at the library, doing that would give you, 假设 would give you more free time over the holidays if you just did one.
对，所以这个 Sam 这个时候就很好奇。那这里他说啊，那就会，如果你只是做一个，就在图书馆的话，那你假日就比较多空闲的时间啊，要不然就寒假又做2份工作，就变得有点累。但这个 would 它是一个假设语气，同学不用把它理解成假设，比较难，就是委婉一点点。因为其实 Sam 也不知道 Rebecca 最后会怎么做，所以用 would 好像是比较不会感觉像你替人家决定的感觉。
Right. But Sam, you're not listening. What did Rebecca say she wanted to do first? What was the most important to her? The animal shelter. Yeah. Oh, but why didn't you just go to the library? Because I wanted to go to the animal shelter.
会不会是因为 Sam 就是暗恋 Rebecca， 就是他很紧张啊
Or, yeah, maybe. Maybe. And Sam also is maybe like, okay, 你为什么不牺牲一下的意思 You know, just don't argue with your parents, but just do the library, then you have time.
对。
But now Rebecca says, yes. Yes, if I just did the library, that would give me more free time over the holiday. But she said, yes, but it's my dream to be a veterinarian. She wants to be an animal doctor, a veterinarian.
对
Okay.
这一下就想说，对啦，是没错。这个 yes 他不用 yeah， 他可能就是也是在比较强烈的肯定说啊 ，Sam 这个想法确实是没错的。但是我就是梦想就想当兽医啊，怎么办？
And here you notice 这个语气也很重要。So she didn't say, yes, I did. 我刚故意的。Because Sam is saying, why didn't you do this? And she said, yes, but.
强调一点。
Yeah, but it's my dream, not my parents' dream. It's my dream to be a veterinarian.
所以他就是在肯定一次他自己的想法。
Now Sam says, really? Oh, that's great. I hope everything goes well. I hope everything works out for you.
真的假的？那这样太好了。我希望呢，这一切顺利。Sam 现在开始有点紧张了。
Yeah.
赶快转一下。
I hope everything goes well. I hope you make it.
对，希望你一切顺利哦。
And now Rebecca says, thanks. I'm sure it will. Now, she doesn't say, I'm sure I will, because he said, I hope everything goes well. Like everything in your life, all of your plans. I'm sure it will. I'm sure everything will go well. Thank you.
对，他就说谢谢啦。我也知道，我也觉得说没错，事情应该是会很顺利。那因为他讲到了前面的 everything， 所以不是 I will， 是 it will 代替 everything。
Yeah. So, and Sam, 你不用帮我买礼物，谢谢。No, just kidding. All right, that's all the time we have for today. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.